Hello everyone, I'm Rakshita Kalleka. I'm going to present my work on controlled phase change of GST on SOA for photonic neuromorphic application. This work was done in collaboration with Rupali Shekhawat and under the guidance of Uday Bhatke, Ramesh Karpannan and Shankar Kumar Selvaraja. So at present, the computers use von Neumann architecture where memory and processor are two different units. Here sequential processing happens and the speed is limited. So to mitigate this problem, we need an architecture which follows non-von Neumann architecture, but that is memory and processor are a single unit. This exists already in nature, that is our human brain. The human brain is made of basic units called neurons. Neurons are between the two neurons, the data is transferred through a small gap called synapse. This synapse is a very important and a complex part in a neural system. So in an artificial neural network, these synapses will have a unique value called synaptic weights. So the input will combine with these synaptic weights and then they are added, and that's how they are transferred as an output. So the challenge in this is to have a synapse with multiple synaptic weights, and there were attempts made to realize this on chip using nanoscale electronic devices integrated with metal oxides, carbon nanotubes, and organic electronics. But the problem with them were they were either hard to integrate or speed limited. So on the other hand, we have very matured silicon photonics platform. Though they have very high speed, the problem with them is they do not have the memory characteristic which is required in a neural network. So still this silicon photonics can be used in a neural network by integrating with material like non-volatile phase change materials. The outline of this talk will go something like this. I'll give a brief motivation behind my work. Then the material which we're going to use to realize this neural network, that is the germanium antimonide telluride, which is a phase change material. Then we'll study the material characteristic of the material characteristic, then electrical characterization, and followed by fabrication and the optical characterization. Then I'll conclude. And so there were work which was done to realize this multiple synapse. So in this work, what they have done is they used a discrete element of GST element to realize the multiple synapse for a neural network. In our work, we have demonstrated this same multiple synapse using a single GST element. So here multiple synapse were achieved by controlling the crystallization of a GST. So this GST is a phase change material which undergo transition from amorphous to a crystalline state when you heat it. So to bring it back to amorphous state, what we have to do is we have to heat it above the melting point, and then we are supposed to have to quench it. Unless you supply heat, it doesn't undergo transition from one state to other state. Hence, these phases are called non-volatile phases. So if you see the electrical characteristic of this material, so to start with, they started with amorphous phase, which has very high resistance. On heating, this resistance starts decreasing, and in one particular temperature, it undergoes sudden drop in the resistance, and this is the transition temperature. This is the crystallization temperature, and undergo transition to crystalline phase. And if you observe the optical characteristic of this film, and at around 1550, that is a desired telecommunication wavelength, at that particular wavelength, we observe a pretty high change in N and K value on crystallization. So notice that they even have very high crystallization speed, which is about 50 nanoseconds. To deposit this material, we started with the bulk material deposition preparation using melt quench technique. Then we powdered this bulk material and then thermally operated on a substrate which was maintained at room temperature. Since the substrate was maintained at room temperature, we expect a amorphous film. So to study this, to confirm this, we did XRD, not just on the deposit film. We also had a film which was annealed at around 200 degrees Celsius after deposition, and to see the transition which we expect, and we observed the crystalline peak corresponding to GST phase. And the AFM image also shows the annealed film shows the crystal formation, and the roughness even also increases on crystallization. To study the electrical characterization, we took the thin film of about 30 nanometers of GST and heated it. Initially, resistance was pretty high, conforming to amorphous phase, and on heating, the resistance kept reducing, and in one particular temperature, there was a sudden drop in resistance, which on cooling doesn't go back to the original state, which means that these phases are non-volatile. It doesn't go back to the original resistance phase. And the transition happens around 125 degrees Celsius, which is close to the GST transition temperature. And we observe a very wide transition regime. This can be exploited to realize a multiple synapse. To study the multi-states in the transition region, we did a cyclic measurement where we heated the film and cooled it at different temperature. Below the transition temperature, when we try to cool it, it always goes back to amorphous state, initial resistance, that is amorphous state resistance, confirming that the crystallization has not started yet. Beyond the crystallization transition temperature, whenever we try to cool it, the resistance value were not going back to the initial amorphous state resistance, but we were able to get multiple resistance in the transition region, which can be exploited as a neural weights, photonic neural weights. To use this as a photonic neural weights, we need to have some photonic devices. Here we have used silicon ring resonator as a test structure. Ring resonator is made up of a waveguide and a ring. When a light passes through this waveguide, light will couple into this ring through a directional coupler. Those wavelengths which satisfy this particular resonance condition will undergo resonance inside this ring. And this resonance wavelength depends on multiple factors. One of the factors is the N effective, that is the effective refractive index of the ring. So this in turn depends on multiple factors like refractive index of the core, that is a waveguide, and the refractive index of the medium surrounding it, and the refractive index of the substrate beneath it, and also the geometry of the ring. So when a light passing through this waveguide, it has evanescent tail which will be interacting with the outside medium. So this medium can have a real refractive index part as well as imaginary refractive index part. So if there is a change in the real part of the refractive index of the surrounding material, then you will observe a shift in the resonance wavelength. But if in case there is change in both real part as well as increase in the imaginary part of the refractive index, we will observe a shift in the wavelength as well as reduction in the extinction. Since the GST has both change in N and K value, we will observe shift in resonance as well as reduction in the extinction. So to study that, we will use this ring resonator integrated with this GST element for the optical characterization. To study, to fabricate that device, we follow this process flow where we start with SOI with the device layer of 220 nanometers. Over this, we'll do a patterning using electron beam lithography followed by RIE to get shallowest silicon waveguides and ring resonators. Then we'll deposit a thin layer of silicon dioxide to avoid any possible GST diffusion inside the waveguide. Then to define the GST in the desired region, we'll do optical lithography. Then GST is deposited using thermal evaporation followed by liftoff. Then these GST elements were tuned, that is phase change, using a micro heater. So for that, we did a optical lithography followed by metal sputtering and liftoff to define the heaters. This is how the device looks like, where you have a waveguide with the ring and a coupler to couple the light in and out. And we have GST element here. These are tuned using a micro heater present here. These are the pads, probe pads. So the GST, the fabricated device CMM image looks like this. We can see the GST element here, which is about 3 micrometers, and this is the heater which is made of TIPT. When we studied the optical characterization of this material, we, as expected, with increase in the heater power, we observed a shift in wavelength as well as reduction in the extinction. This is translated here to observe the transition and the range of transition, and this confirms that on annealing, on crystallization, there is change in increase in N as well as increase in K value. Since we have used silicon as waveguide and a ring resonator, since silicon has very high thermo-optic effect, we will observe a very dominant effect of thermo-optic effect in the resonant shift. So if you observe here, when we do not have GST element as well, we'll observe a shift in very high shift in the resonance wavelength. So to some particular heat-up power, we observe dominant effect of thermo-optic effect, while later on the GST phase change property was dominant. Since thermo-optic effect doesn't have impact on any K change, the extinction change was mainly due to the phase change. Also, the graph here shows the cavity loss with the evolution of K value. So till now, what we have done is we increase the power, the electrical power continuously. Now what we'll do is we'll increase the power and then bring it back to zero, and to observe the similarly we'll start increasing and decreasing at different the electrical powers to observe the multiple states in the photonic device. So this is similar to a pulsed electrical power which we are supplying. So when we observed when we observed the output of this ring resonator, we observed that at different optical powers, we were able to get multiple states in the transition region, which can be used as a synaptic weights in a neural network. So to conclude, we have demonstrated thermally operated GST as optical phase change material that can be exploited for photonic neural application. Controlled phase change would allow non-volatile multi-state allocation, and using thermal phase change, this can be achieved using local microheaters and is a viable option. However, thermal cross stack should be taken care of. With suitable material and heater configuration, a scalable GST integrated neuromorphic photonic circuit is realizable. Thank you.